Raise your hand if you feel like sometimes reality hurts. Yeah, now be honest, have you ever stepped on a scale and been forced to face reality? Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably looking at me like, Craig, what do you know about stepping on a scale? I mean, look at you. You're obviously built like a Greek statue. I appreciate the compliment. But I can only say that because if you had seen me a few years ago, trust me, you would have seen a lot more of me. In fact, you should have been with my wife and me 6.5 years ago. We're taking my 6-month-old daughter, Tori, to her doctor's appointment. Now, raise your hand if you have kids. Then you know the doctor's always going to measure their length and their weight, right? Somebody said height. Let me explain the length when you turn them. Anyway. Doc walks in with his white coat and glasses. He takes Tori's length. Then he looks at my wife and me and he says, since Tori can't stand yet and she can't seem to sit still, we're going to need another method to take her weight. How about this? Why doesn't one of you step out into the hallway and step on the scale with Tori and then step on the scale without Tori, and we'll take the difference as her weight? Now, I don't know if you've ever been around somebody who just recently gave birth. But my wife was looking at us like, oh, that's a wonderful idea for Craig to do. I said, no problem. I know what I weigh. I jumped up on that scale. I said, give me my daughter. I took my daughter, stripped her down to her diapers. I'm feeling good holding my 6-month-old daughter in my arms. I looked down at that scale. I looked back at my wife. I looked back at that scale. I said, good grief, this is a fat baby. Isn't it interesting how when things don't seem to go our way, we don't seem to measure up? It's almost in our DNA to place the blame on somebody else. Am I right? Isn't it ironic that I'm blaming my daughter for carrying too much weight? But be honest, how often do we blame others for not carrying enough weight? How often does one spouse blame another spouse, an employee blames a manager? Have you seen it? I know in corporate America, sales blames marketing, marketing blames production, production blames engineering. When engineers learn to talk, I'm sure they'll blame somebody. I mean, did I cross the line there? I'm just kidding. But be honest, have you ever had an audience of engineers? Have you ever had a whole audience of engineers? That's hard because engineers laugh like this. I calculate that was funny. But here's what I realized from that situation. Average leaders place blame, exceptional leaders take it. Average leaders place blame, exceptional leaders take it. Average people place blame, exceptional people take it. Now, if average leaders place blame, exceptional leaders take it, sometimes even when it's not their fault. Why in the world, quiz, hey John, why in the world would you want to take the blame if it's not your fault? Say again? To have it stop. I like that. I mean, it's wrong, but I like it. It says, no, Gina, you are absolutely right. To have it stop. Because remember this, actions speak louder than words. You all, as a leader, are responsible for the energy of your environment. So if you want an environment where people are placing blame, start with you. You want an environment where people are taking 100% responsibility, start with you. They won't do as you say, they'll do as you do. Gotta face reality.